Good morning to you too. This is Monty back again from DPL Surveillance Equipment. We're a full-service surveillance and security equipment company. We have lifetime guarantees and warranties on all the products. We have 24/7, 365 tech sales and customer support. We have the largest inventory of items that not only can you buy, but you can rent and layaway as well. And also we have, well, first of all, I'd like to thank our customers for making the rental program, for making the layaway program a resounding success. We're finding that the feedback and the input that you guys give us in regards to how you want to use the rental program, how you want to use the layaway program in terms of using it as a way of creative financing, using these creative financing programs as a way of getting our state-of-the-art law enforcement grade technologies into your hands. When you guys tell us you just want to try a product out for a week or two before you decide to purchase it or something, that kind of tells us it's a win-win situation. So yeah, we're structuring and we're tweaking these programs all the time because you're a valuable input, and we appreciate it very much. So now this particular session also includes, before going, the layaway program, you structure the layaway program according to how much you want to pay a month, or 6 months at a time, or 12 months at a time. You tell us, we just charge your credit card accordingly, and we charge a fixed amount typically every week or every month for whatever time frame. And then that way, when you make that last payment, that's our cat, Lazy Bones. If you hear someone meowing, he's telling me and telling us that he wants to speak as well. He's a surveillance and security expert in his own right. He keeps an eye out as well. And his name is Lazy Bones, and I have to give him some treats. Otherwise, he develops a very bad attitude. So that's our company mascot. He's our cat, family member, and definitely plays a major role in safety and security and surveillance around here at DPL Surveillance Equipment. Now, also, the rental program, again, use it as a rent-to-own program. Try the products out before you buy. If it works out for you, we easily convert that into a purchase. If it doesn't work out for you as far as it being a long-term solution for you, if it's only going to be a short-term situation and you don't need the tracker forever, you don't need the bug detector forever, or if you don't need the Nanny camera forever, then you send it back and you just pay the rental fee and the shipping fee. Works out very well. We have lots and lots of satisfied customers. Now, the video library, we always have to mention the video library because you guys can go there and look at information about, or look at us demonstrate the trackers and the bug detectors and the Nanny cameras and the audio listening devices and the personal protection products. Go there and take a look at it and look at us demonstrate those products. And we try to create a type of skit, if you will, where we act out in a dramatic fashion how we resolve customer issues, inquiries. So we simulate that in a dramatic fashion where we act it out. So take a look at that. Let us know what you think. And that's in the video library. Now, if we move over to the articles, where you get a chance to learn about electronic harassment and prevention, learn about targeted individuals, learn about cell phone and spy phone prevention and interception, and we talk about electrical hypersensitivity, lots of information about terrorism, anti-terrorism, a lot of current events on that, hacking, you name it, cybersecurity, you name it. We're writing on that in the articles directory. Some of the latest things may be brain hacking, for instance. A lot of our customers are concerned about others hacking into the brains of the government, hacking into the brains of citizens, and remote neural monitoring is brought up typically in the conversation. MK Ultra, That's a term thrown about a lot. In addition to synthetic telephony, a lot of these things are on the minds of our customers, and we're constantly doing research, constantly writing about it, and find that in the articles directory, okay? And the anti-terrorist products, we can't forget about the anti-terrorist products. The explosive detectors, the X-ray baggage scanners, the narcotics detectors. These things are also very, very important. We have a lot of, I don't know how to say it, but the environment that we're in right now, politically or whatever, is creating a little bit of friction between government agencies and different extremist groups, et cetera, et cetera. People are like, everybody's like on pins and needles, and we need to screen out the bad elements. We need to protect the borders, protect the airports, protect the ports and the harbors and the bridges, and our company plays a vital role in protecting all of the infrastructure of these facilities and different in this country, in that country, in the other country. You know, we have lots of explosive detectors that are protecting people's lives in the Middle East and Saudi Arabia, at the Ministry of Defense more specifically. And we have a lot of explosive detectors protecting hotels in Egypt, and we have X-ray baggage scanners scanning the baggages in some certain post offices in the United States, and in addition to a number of other places in Nigeria, for instance. Nigerians are taking advantage of getting our explosive detectors over there. Colleges and universities, etc., are using those items as well. So that's very, very important. We want you guys who are responsible for purchasing for your corporation, for your government agency, military agency. If you're responsible for purchasing those types of items, give us a call, and we look forward to hearing from you. Our number is 888-344-3742. That's 888-344-3742. Now, this particular session is really geared towards something that kind of deviates a little bit from what we normally do. We like to talk about certain things that kind of like go off into this direction or the other direction, but they also have a basis sometimes in terms of what we do and our area of expertise. So now this one is really just an open letter to the property management industry. We have a large demographic of people who are like, they're baby boomers or whatever, and a lot of millennials as well, but they're moving into these living environments where they don't want to be responsible for landscaping. They don't want to be responsible for repair work on the plumbing and the electrical, fixing garage doors and mowing lawns every week or something. So what they're doing is they're moving into these apartment home, condo style, townhome looking structures, you know, where you may or may not have a front lawn, and you may or may not have all the specifics that you get in a normal single family residence, but you do have the people, the demographic moving into these facilities, and they bring with them the income. They bring with them the pride of ownership, frame of mind that they had when they were living in the single-family residences, when they were living in the large houses, etc., etc. So what happens is, you guys in the property management industries, if you own multifamily units, you need to take into consideration, you need to treat these people as a vital customer base, and make sure you understand that these people are a very, very valuable customer base for you, mainly because, again, they're the same people who were working for corporate America very actively, or they were self-employed and they had the successful businesses or whatever, and they had the large houses and the 4 or 5 bedrooms or whatever it was, 3, 4, 5 cars or whatever. But they want to settle down. They want to downsize. They want to take a less active role in maintenance and upkeep, but they want to use that house. I mean, they want to use that apartment home, use that condo, use that townhouse as a launching pad to basically go out and venture and explore the world. So you have a lot of people who are traveling a great deal, but they use that apartment home, for instance, as a launching pad when in between trips to Alaska and Hawaii. Got a few fans of Hawaii are there, obviously. Australia, Bahamas. As we travel, as people travel back and forth, you come home just enough time to relax and unwind and regroup, and then you plan your next trip, right? So this is a very valuable demographic, and again, this is just an open letter to the people who are in the business of providing multi-family living environments for these people, because I'm talking to a lot of people, because I'm actually one of them. I owned a single family residence, and I sold it, and me and my wife were deciding to do more traveling now, and we don't want to be worried about the pipes bursting or landscaping work, or we don't want to be concerned about electrical wiring that needs to be repaired or something. We'd rather leave that to the management company, and that can be included in the rent, and we don't mind that. That's okay with us. And so, keep this in mind, because I think this may be an opportunity, especially with the Uberization of a number of different industries. The car manufacturers have learned a valuable lesson about taking for granted about the how to treat car ownership. That model has been turned upside down. The hotel industry with Airbnb allowing individuals to rent out houses and rent out rooms and houses and different things. That's turning the hotel industry upside down. So some young entrepreneurs, you probably want to take a look at the multifamily corporation and the business model, because I think a lot of these guys are taking for granted that these apartment homes, condos, etc., the people that are the residents that are living in these structures, they want to exercise that same pride of ownership, and I'm calling it pride of rentership. So the title of this podcast is actually called actually called the pride of rentership, and it's an impact on safety and security for a reason. It's because, see, a lot of times you develop a sense of community with your neighbors, and again, you have a pride of rentership going on. But you guys need to cultivate that. So if you're a major player or even a minor player in a multifamily industry, apartment home industry or something like that, where people are renting from you basically or leasing from you, you need to encourage long-term rentership. You need to encourage pride of rentership. You need to make sure you have a way of doing or executing the neighborhood watch, whether it's physical meetings where people get together and talk about what's going on in the neighborhood, or whether you have a portal or something online where people go and they sign in and they're encouraged to participate. You need to encourage that, because I'm finding that a lot of neighbors, they do serve as ambassadors. When you have neighbors that are seen walking their dogs, and in my case walking the cat or washing the cars or whatever, prospective tenants and residents, they come, and who do they talk to first? They talk to the people they see, okay, in the front lawns or outside washing the car, walking the dogs, or whatever. That's who they talk to first. They want to know, what is it like here? Is it noisy? Is it are people littering and loitering? Or, what about the crime element? What about the schools and shopping malls? They ask about conveniences in the area, in the neighborhoods and stuff like that. So these are ambassadors. So you don't want to take them for granted. Again, if you're If you're in the business of leasing out residents or renting out residents, and that's how you make a living, you may want to consider encouraging private rentership, because a lot of times we do feel very well connected to the neighbors and neighborhoods and such. You know, a lot of times people come into these new areas and they have kids and they have pets, and you integrate yourself into the neighborhoods. But if you don't feel like you're going to be there very long because some idiot accountant or lawyer is looking at getting people in and out of these units and structures as quickly as possible to take advantage of rising rental rates, now you're encouraging transits. It's a big difference between someone who's going to stay around for a little while versus transits who are going to come and go as the wind blows. You know, I'm seeing a lot of people who are basically forced into a rental environment or something because they either don't have the down payment for a home, and then they move into a high-priced rental, and they got to bring in 9 people or 4 families, and you don't get the type of safety and security. And now this is the safety and security angle on this. When you have a bunch of new elements in a neighborhood, and everybody is basically just in these structures as a means to provide income to meet the monthly rent, you don't develop the cohesiveness. People don't typically have the same sense of cohesion, if you will. They it's all about, at that point, the quantity versus quality. So again, if you have a lot of people who are living in these rental units or they're leasing or whatever, and you just trying to make the rent, you're going to get as many people in that structure as possible to make the rent, and then, hell or high water, you'll be able to come up with a check to give to the property manager, right? And that's the major importance. So you guys need to take a look at that. If you're a property owner or a property manager, you need to encourage people to stay put, establish some roots. Just like Amazon, just like a lot of these companies, you develop a tight relationship with your customers, and then they don't leave. They don't want to leave, but you can get much more value out of that environment because you got a consistency. You got a certain standard of customer. The customers have certain standards that are hopefully higher because they want to stay put. They want to establish the roots. They want to settle down. And again, people like myself who are self-employed or whatever, who have, stable and reliable income, we basically just want a safe and secure environment. So we feel okay with the ideas that our cars aren't going to be vandalized, that places won't be broken into, vagrants and transits aren't going to be coming and going in the neighborhoods or whatever. So you have lower crime rates, right? You have lower vandalism, right? You have less burglaries. So this all goes hand in hand. So you guys are going to shoot yourself in the foot if you property managers and property owners and such. If you're in the business of making money in the multi-family industry with the apartments and the townhomes and the condos and all these rental structures or leasing structures, you have to realize, look, you're gonna provide an opening for some young budding entrepreneurs to come in there. They'll promote private rentership. They'll promote the idea that you want to develop a cohesion and tight relationships with your neighbors, amongst neighbors, with the portals and the neighborhood watch programs and the various ways that people keep an eye on each other and welcome each other into neighborhoods, and the events that establish further closer relationships, such as little gatherings and picnics or company or events where neighbors get the chance to talk to each other and meet each other. These things develop cohesiveness. These things reduce crime rates and promote safety and security. And you tend to watch out for your neighbors because you know your neighbors. You tend to talk about what's going on. Are there new elements coming into neighborhoods or whatever's going on? This information gets sent out very quickly. And we do for instance, we take advantage as residents. We take advantage of the neighborhood watch programs. It's online, but there's a program called Nextdoor.com, and we do get together. We talk about all of these issues. So, you really want to understand that this paradigm has shifted to the point where people are talking to each other constantly. You know, I saw dogs, they're seeing things like I saw 2 dogs without a leash. Somebody's letting dogs or cats poop on lawns. Somebody is going door to door pretending to be salespeople, and they look very shady. Some people are coming into our neighborhoods, and they're scoping out cars, and they're trying to open car doors, and they're slashing tires, whatever it is. People discuss these things on their either online neighborhood watch programs or the offline. It doesn't matter. But you get your property managers and property owners, et cetera, Essex Property Trust, whoever you are. I don't want to, I don't want to, insinuate this one or that one. But all you guys, you need to look at your business model. Think about putting less emphasis on the numbers, put more emphasis on the quality of life, the quality of the relationships. Again, because as more boomers get into this multifamily living environment, and they want to sort of duplicate most of everything they did with the single family residence, but they don't want the maintenance, they don't want the repair work, they don't want to be tied down, they want to travel, they want to go out and experience the world because they're retiring, right? They're winding things down, so they're downsizing, and that's your demographic. That's a very, very lucrative, very, very much in demand, very, very going to be a very, very attractive market for the people who understand how to treat these people, how to welcome them, encourage them, and cater to their needs. Okay, so again, we have a transition going on, and we have the Uber business model coming in, the Uberization, and we have the Airbnb model, and it's upsetting a lot of industries, and it goes on and on and on. So yeah, the pride of rentership is a very, very big deal, and the industry needs to wake up before it's too late, and because you're going to have a lot of winners and a lot of losers. And right now, the losers are going to be the people who are just trying to fill apartments or fill townhome renters or leasers with tons of people to pay, force them to pay high rents. But the winners are going to be the people who are going to say, "Look, come into my complex, come into my my development, and we will take care of these things for you, and we want you to establish rules. We want you to be around. We're going to provide incentives for people who are going to stick around. And that way, when you guys, when you travel the world and you're scaling down and you're downsizing, don't worry about it. We'll take care of all the things that you typically would take care of, but we'll take care of that for you." So, anyway, we just wanted to put out this podcast, open letter to the property management corporations and industry overall, to let you guys know that the pride of rentership model is going to be the major next big wave, and someone's going to come in and they're going to turn this thing upside down, and you're going to see a major difference in terms of how people are handling the renters, and it's a win-win situation. Anyway, so you guys, thank you, we really appreciate it. So, as we like to say at the conclusion of every particular podcast, share this with a friend, relative, enemy, associate. We don't really care who you share with. Share it with someone, and let's make the world a safer place for all of us. Okay, thanks. Take care. Bye.